This list is not based on regular season statistics or rankings. Obviously, that plays a part, but I more care about, do these teams have a star, a clear number one? Do they have multiple answers or counter punches? Opposing teams try to take away their best punch. Do you have multiple counter punches to win games? Shooting, you can't just have one good shooter. You need consistent shooting nowadays in the playoffs. Experience and defense. Can you get a stop when you really need it in a defensive game? Okay, at number 10, I have the Philadelphia 76ers. Tyrese Maxey's turned himself into a superstar. Joel Embiid's averaging 31 in his last 15 games. He looks more like himself. I've really liked Paul George in his role. He's just kind of been patching up where they need him to be. Defensively, rebounding, playmaking, secondary ball handling. I've been loving him before the suspension. But I don't think they have enough depth or answers for the playoffs. They still have Quentin Grimes and Kelly Oubre, who can randomly go off for 20, 25. They traded Jared McCain. I also question their defense. If everything clicks together, I do think this could be a sleeper team in the East. Paul George comes back. Joel Embiid's healthy and playing kind of like himself. I think they could be scary, but I just don't see them actually winning the championship. At number 9, I have the Houston Rockets. This may be a surprise for some people, but they just don't have a clear point guard. They're kind of playmaking by committee, and in the playoffs, I just don't trust that. Şengün is a beast. He's going to take a lot to stop in the playoffs. KD is obviously an all-time ISO scorer. They have great defense, great rebounding, but they just don't have enough answers to win 4 playoff series, in my opinion. Amen Thompson just can't space the floor. Jabari Smith is too passive. Reed Shepherd is realistically the biggest X factor here because he can shoot the ball, he can handle it, he's got a good feel for the game. So maybe if he really breaks out, he's already broken out this year, but if he really takes the next step, they could go on a run. I just think they have too many limitations to really do so. Great team though. At number 8, I have the San Antonio Spurs. I know people are going to be frustrated by this. This team is really dang good. Victor Wembanyama is insane. He's better than you can even imagine at this age. But I just question their shooting, their lack of experience, and their clutch time offense. Victor Wembanyama is the type of player that could just defy all odds and go on a crazy run. So I'm not ruling it out. But I just don't trust enough shooters on their team. Teams are just going to crash towards the paint. And I would take De'Aaron Fox, Keldon Johnson, Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant. And if I was a defense, I would let all of those guys shoot. Even though Keldon Johnson's been efficient, I don't trust his shot in the playoff game. It's just a different style of game. The defenses and margins get tighter. I just don't think they have enough, but this is a tough out. The Spurs are well ahead of schedule. Wembanyama could just defy everything and carry them, but I just don't think that they can do it this year. In the next year or two, though, watch out. They have scary young pieces. And at number 7, a team in a similar spot, the Detroit Pistons. They've been incredible this year. 40 wins. Cade Cunningham's a legit MVP candidate. Jalen Duren's broken out. But I just don't know who steps up when teams try to take away Cade Cunningham. I mentioned Duren before, Jalen Duren. He's a great player. He's still young, but he's not a shot creator yet, especially in a playoff series. Who is your second guy if Cade's getting taken away? Tobias Harris, Duncan Robinson, they don't have that second go-to option. They don't have enough answers to win. They are a very good team. They have a very good future, just like the Spurs. I could honestly see them beating anyone in the East in a series, the Knicks, Cavs, Celtics, whoever, but I don't think they have enough answers to actually win 4 series and win the championship. And then at number 6, the Boston Celtics. It's crazy that they're this scrappy of a team, this good of a team, even without the talent that they had before. Like, that is great coaching, that's buy-in. Jaylen Brown has been breaking out. But let's say first off, if Jason Tatum doesn't come back before the playoffs, Jaylen Brown's been great. I just don't trust him as a lead ball handler in a playoff series. Opponents would throw double teams at him, maybe box and one, force him to play make, and I don't trust him enough in those situations. I think he turns the ball over. I don't think he's quite good enough for that. If Jason Tatum does come back, it will be difficult to keep that rhythm, that grittiness that they have. Not saying he'll mess it up, but like getting your first or second best player back after you haven't played for a year and they have a whole new roster right before the playoffs, like that's a scary place to be. The Boston Celtics could genuinely go on a run and win it all, but I have them behind a couple other teams because if Tatum's not back, I don't think they have enough. If Tatum is back, I don't know if they can mesh quite enough because their roster is so new. I love the Cleveland Cavaliers at number 5. They obviously traded for James Harden. I know he has his playoff flaws, but I trust him more than Darius Garland. Like, Darius Garland in the playoffs the last few years was really rough. And James Harden can be that offensive powerhouse that takes the pressure off of Donovan Mitchell, makes life easier for Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, literally everyone on the team. This team has stars. They have depth. I love the Keon Ellis pickup. Jalen Tyson's been breaking out. I would say he's a big X factor. They have experience. They have shooting. Sam Merrill's a sniper. Maybe Max Strus comes back. They have a clear pecking order, but I do question if they have that clear number one guy, because maybe it's Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if James Harden can finally just get the monkey off his back and ball out in the playoffs. Is Donovan Mitchell really a playoff riser, or does he just have a ton of volume in the playoffs? Yes, he obviously isn't a playoff faller. He doesn't choke. He's had some incredibly clutch moments, but if you look at his percentages, if you watched him play, he has great games, but it's like 14 for 34. They have a lot of answers. They have a lot of things going for them that I laid out before. That's why they're number 5. But I do question if they have that top tier guy. Donovan Mitchell has played great in the playoffs. I don't know if he's played as well as any of these guys in the top 4 though. At number 4, I have my biggest hot take according to Vegas, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are 9th in NBA championship odds, but I truly believe this team can win a championship this year. They are one of the only teams that have a clear superstar in Anthony Edwards, plus he's only stepped it up in the playoffs. They made the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years, and I think that Ayo Dosunmu could be their missing piece. He's a good ball handler and playmaker at point guard, but he's also such a winning player. He plays defense, he makes those under-the-radar winning plays, and on top of that, he can shoot too. They traded for him at the deadline. He's an incredible player, and he's literally the perfect fit for what Minnesota needed. I do question their second option. Julius Randle is a great player. He can put up 35 in a playoff game, but he's not the guy that can put up 25 night in and night out. However, they do have so many guys that can answer the bell if Ant or Julius Randle aren't playing well. Whether that's Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Ayo Dosunmu, even Dante DiVincenzo just randomly goes off. So this team has a superstar, they have depth, they have an identity, they're physical, they're good at defense, they have very few weaknesses. Their biggest issue is honestly just that OKC and Denver are in their conference, but I think that this is one of the best teams in the league, and the Minnesota Timberwolves can truly win a championship this year. The last few years they were good. This year they can get over that hump. I think they have what it takes. And at number 3, I have my number 1 Eastern Conference team, the New York Knicks. Mike Brown at head coach is their biggest change from last year. He's just playing more guys. He's not playing his starters 45 minutes. And not only is that giving his team more rest, Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges are only playing 34 minutes a game. They are going to be way more ready for the playoffs than they've ever been. But Mike Brown playing more guys is also giving them chances to find new players and find new players that fit well together. They just are going to be way more connected and ready as a team than they've ever been heading into the playoffs. This is a team full of dogs and talent and experience. Jalen Brunson will do his thing. He's obviously clutch and made for the playoffs. Karl Anthony Towns is one of the X factors here. He needs to be locked in. He can't foul out because that makes them lose a lot of size and versatility. And my main question about them is also whether they have a 1B creator after Jalen Brunson. Mikal Bridges, Cat, OG Anunoby, Deuce McBride, Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shamet, all of those are players that can create their own shot or can at least hit shots, but they don't have a clear second guy when teams are just taking Jalen Brunson out. So I need to see them play really good defense, really well as a team, and Jalen Brunson to just be a superstar if they really want to win it all. Also, random note, I love the Jeremy Sohan and Jose Alvarado pickups. Jose Alvarado is such a good, winning, gritty basketball player. I bet you he has at least one moment in the playoffs this year, and Sohan is just another body that you can throw in if you really need defense. The New York Knicks just feel different this year. Everything's coming together at the right time. In my opinion, they can really win it all. And then at the top, I have Vegas's 2 favorites, OKC and Denver. These teams are both scary good. If they're healthy, they would be the favorites in almost any year that you could look back on. Either one of these teams. And for my number 2 team, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are such a deep team. They have a superstar who can ball in the playoffs. They have like 10 good guards, it feels like, especially after picking up Jared McCain. Anyone can go off any night. They have an insane defense, multiple ways to win games. But the reason why they're only number 2 is because I think this Denver Nuggets team is really, really special. They've had a lot of injuries all season long, so this is if they get healthy. but this is the best roster Nikola Jokic has ever had, and I don't even think it's close. Even in 2023, when they went 16-4 and won the finals, this team is clearly superior. Let's just go through it real quick. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are maybe the best 1-2 punch in all of the NBA. That's fit and talent-wise. And behind that, they have Aaron Gordon, who patches up all the holes. They have Christian Brown. Peyton Watson has had a breakout year. I think that's going to be huge. Tim Hardaway Jr., Jonas Valanciunas, Bruce Brown, Spencer Jones has been balling, Julian Strawther, and I didn't even mention Cam Johnson. If you haven't watched the Nuggets play much this year, you'd probably think he was really struggling, especially with MPJ averaging like 26 in Brooklyn, but Cam Johnson is a great fit for this team. They didn't need more scoring. They needed another guy that can play winning basketball, patch up the holes, play good defense, be a good playmaker, hit open shots, and Cam Johnson has done all of that. If this team gets healthy for the playoffs, they are a buzzsaw. I went this whole time without even saying that Jokic is an all-time great player. That is a core part of this too. But if they match up against OKC, that could be an all-time series, and I would take Denver. I would take a healthy Denver Nuggets over any team in the 2026 NBA playoffs.